Greetings everyone, welcome back to Lamech's FFX. This lesson will affect how you look at Final Fantasy's stance on religion, or at least the stance of Final Fantasy X, strictly by the fact that I will no longer be shady about which religion I've been speaking against all the time I've been doing these videos. But first, like and subscribe, and share this with those you think would like to find the hidden messages of this game. Now, let us begin. Let us enter Luca and see if this cutscene gives us anything to analyze.
Ladies and gentlemen, the day we've all been waiting for. The opening tournament of the season. This event is sponsored by Yevon. And this year we celebrate Maester Micah's 50th year in office. Ah, over there. The ships carrying the players are arriving now. This would be dock number 2. All the way from Killica, it's the Killica Beasts. High Summoner O'Holland used to play for them, a big name to live up to. Their hometown was recently attacked by Sin, isn't that right, Jimmy?
Yes, Baba, they're going to be pulling out all the stops to try and bring back the cup this year.
Exciting, isn't it, folks? Our next team off the ramp is... Well, if it isn't the Besaid Aurochs. They're a living, breathing, statistical impossibility. I've never seen a team this bad. That's right, in 23 years, they've never made it past the first round. Only a few die-hard fans are in the audience today.
Best of luck to them and a safe journey back to Besaid.
Right, Jimmy? Moving right along, our next team is... Here they are, folks, our very own Luca Goers. They've got power, they've got speed, they've got teamwork. They're an all-round first-class team, and they're back home in Luca.
Without a doubt, they are the favorite this year, Baba. And after the way they dominated last year, it'd take a miracle for them to lose today.
You can say that again, Jimmy. Look at the crowd, folks. Look at the crowd. Looks like all of Luca has turned out to cheer the Goers on. They know, I know, and you know, folks. The Luca Goers are number 1.
Yeah, it's like this every year, yeah? Don't let it bother you.
Stop right there, Goers! You guys are smiling now, but not for long! 'Cause this year, us Aurochs are taking the cup!
What in Yevon's name were you doing up there?
We sure stood out, though. We were on the sphere. We were. Maester Micah is here.
Already?
The number 3 dock.
What's up now?
Maester Micah has arrived, that's what.
Micah? Maester?
Maester Micah is the leader of all the peoples of Spira. He's come all the way from Bavel. The tournament is being held to honor his 50 years as Maester.
50 years? Shouldn't he be, retired by now?
Hey, mind your mouth now.
Let's all go see him.
So, I told you I would no longer be shady about which religion I've been against while playing this game. So, what did I mean by that? Throughout all of my previous FFX, I have hinted that there is a specific religion that says it is biblical, but the Bible speaks against it. I wanted to hide what it was a little longer, but the revelations I must show now in Luca have pushed my time frame up. So, to answer your question, does Final Fantasy X speak against religion? Well, yes and no. Yes, it speaks against a certain religion, but in doing so, it promotes the Bible's religion. How? Well, words are important. The definition of the word religion means to bind or to restrict, meaning your religion is based on the rules that you are bound by to follow that religion. That's why the laws are called the covenants in the Old Testament, because they are the binding agreement and therefore they are the religion. Do you remember when we learned about the religion of Ifrit? We learned that people can name a religion anything. However, the religion itself is based on the rules the congregants must follow. So, if you follow Ifrit's rules, you are of Ifrit's religion, no matter what it is you call it. If you played this game, then you know for a fact Final Fantasy X speaks against the Summoner's Pilgrimage, and I have mentioned in the previous video that this pilgrimage is based on the Catholic practice Iglesia Visita. However, if you've been watching my videos, the game seems to agree with the Bible's religion. The Catholic's religion promotes bowing down to statues, just like the Summoners do in Spira. The game, though, says the statues cause sin. The Bible's rules or religion also says, Leviticus chapter 26, verse 1, "Ye shall make you no idols, nor graven image, neither rear you up a standing image, neither shall ye set up any image of stone in your land, to bow down unto it, for I am the Lord your God." In short, the game Final Fantasy X seems to hate Catholicism. But since the Bible also hates Catholicism, it seems that the game and the Bible agree. But can I prove definitively that Spira is Catholic? As clearly as I can possibly be, Luca is supposed to symbolize Rome. I found this out after a movie came out called Luca. What country is it in? Italy. And if you know anything of geography, you know that the capital of Italy is Rome. That means Luca would be influenced by Rome's culture. And what is Rome most known for? It is known for the Olympic Colosseum. So since Luca is only about a 3-hour drive, it would have a stadium as well. Well, I looked, and there is an amphitheater in Luca. It was used for plays, such as for music and for theater, and for the normal Roman-style gladiator games. So if the game's Luca is based on Italy's Luca, it would have a stadium, like the Blitzball Stadium. It would also have a theater. Speaking of which, I need to go to the Sphere Theater and buy all the movies and music, because I think I have the guild to do it now. Anyway, the reason Luca takes after the true city of Luca is to symbolize a city that takes its customs from Rome, a place that, for the actual city, is very close by. In other words, this was another time Square Enix was creative with their symbolism and their use of wordplay. Rather than outright saying, "Hey, this is Rome," they use a city that is close to it. Oh, I nearly forgot. Luca also comes from the word Lucy, which means light. So the symbol of Italy is the light bringer, the Lucy bringer, the Lucifer. Anyway, let's continue. Words are very important. Knowing the word of Luca tells us that the culture of Spira comes from Italy. The capital of Italy is Rome, and Rome formed the Roman Catholic Church. Also, the game is calling that church Lucifer. You want to know how deep this gets? First, let's get a little culture shock. What is Seymour's title? It is Maester. Maester comes from the Latin, the Italian word maestro. The word literally means master. Why is this important? Well, what does the Bible say about calling people your master? Matthew chapter 23, verse 10. Neither be ye called masters, for one is your master, even Christ. So, Jesus Christ explicitly commanded that no man is supposed to be called your master. So, the Spirans are breaking the commandment. like Lucifer. Interesting. And this is very important. Why? Well, allow me to bring back the smoothie. Remember when I said Luca is named after the city Luca? Not because the city itself was important, but to symbolize something that is close by, namely Rome? Well, the same way, using the title Maester points to that scripture, but not because it's important, not because that scripture is important, but because this practice is to symbolize a scripture that is close by. What scripture is close by? Verse 9, and call no man your father upon the earth, for one is your Father which is in heaven. So it is a sin, according to Christ, to go around calling your brethren your father. So calling people Maester symbolizes calling people father. Now, I want to put it all together. If Luca symbolizes Rome and Maester symbolizes father, what religion do you know where the Romans call the priests father? Yes, the Roman Catholic Church. Spear's religion is based on Roman Catholicism. Now, maybe you think you know the Bible, or maybe you're looking for a better way to explain the Bible to someone else, or maybe you're just plain interested in how the Bible can be used in the video game because you may or may not have watched my videos before. What I am going to do is I'm going to take this game and I'm going to explain the scriptures using it in a way that most people wouldn't even think about. They don't know about the Bible the way that I know it. So if you want to see what I've got in store, if you want to see how I'm going to quote unquote play with these semantics, then tune in next time when I explain the most messed up thing that you didn't think of in Final Fantasy X. Just the most heartbreaking thing I have thought of. Next time on Lamech's FFX.